All right, if you were done, please grab a marker. Use your whiteboard that I've handed out to you. Please try to solve that, okay? Use your whiteboard markers to try to solve that. You're still working on your DMR quiz? Keep going. Which think you have it? Just
Why is that funny?
I'll let you know if it was good.
Did you call me gay?
Yeah.
Yeah. You called me gay.
Yeah. So I'm seeing some folks haven't written much of anything yet.
I don't even know where to start.
We'll try it again. We'll try it again today.
It's a binder.
Hey Mason, why don't you come over here and stand by Julie and Chase, or Sophia. You'll at least see what they do. It's quite good. What's that?
You will X out first
You
and
have to use the GCF
GCF
first.
is correct. Is that
New
what
concept that we
You
learned
have to
every
use the
day.
GCF first.
is that X? And then you just do the, so you have everything, and then you have X equals 0, you have to make all the changes.
So effective property says
Oh, so
exactly what.
then X equals 0, and then 5X must just be 0. Yeah,
And then you just have everything.
that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, you need to find out what we're doing.
You just put everything
X times 25 minus 9.
You can't do 0, 5, 5.
All X also.
So it'd be 25. No, it's a binomial, so it looks like this. Well, in this, look.
Really good. Nice work, good answers.
Okay.
You are super close. Really good for race anything.
It's actually
Ella, you know, them together, and Ella can explain what you did or didn't do there.
I did it.
It's only minutes.
That looks great. I just was looking at all your stuff and stuff.
Is that like the right way to go about
Yeah,
that?
you factored, you said each factor equal to 0 and solved. So, interesting, so your factoring is perfect. You see how you have that factor of x out front? You need to set that equal to 0 too.
Oh, so it's,
So we're solving, so it looks,
so like this.
so Trevor, it looks like you factored, you just gotta keep going.
Is that right?
Yeah. And that's obviously the easiest one to solve. So Noah, show Sydney now. Or talk to Sydney.
You're, you have to factor the x into, so x equals 0 to.
So, let's see here.
I kind of understand that literally more.
It's just like continue to take that with next. Is that your,
You know the distributor property? You got parentheses here, the distributor property, you do this. So factoring, the UCF is just the undistributed property.
wait, did you get?
So you get an X out of there, which should reduce it.
Negative 3 over 5 and 3 over 5.
Get rid of 1.
There's two of them. Factoring one of them.
Now just be X is
I wouldn't recommend doing that for every single one of these, because that's gonna get laborious and pretty confusing as well, but I think that's what's happening.
Then you take each one, let's equal it to 0 and solve it.
We're almost. You good?
Yeah.
How they try?
It's not, now you just do it.
Two guys.
I use
Oh, they're both animals too. They see that as a squid. They both live in the ocean too. So they can see that as
I don't consider myself to be run by anyone.
Hey, guys. Hey, quiet down, please. We're gonna, hopefully today, I know I'm interrupting and I do apologize, but you just have to be quiet. I am sorry for interrupting. I know that's what I'm doing. Hey, so yesterday, you guys remember, we basically just got a lot of practice with these, and today, I'm encouraged. A lot of you are doing quite well. Maybe there might be a few that are not quite all the way there. Guess what we need to do? We just need to keep practicing. So let's keep at it. I'll show you this one. We'll talk about some of the steps here. When you look at something like this, you look at this equation, you ask yourself, really the first question is, hey, don't just doodle. Let's go. First question is that expression right now factored or not? It's definitely not factored, right? It's a subtraction question or subtraction problem. So we need to factor, and if we are going to factor, we need to factor one particular thing first before we do anything else. What do we? GCF first. That's right, GCF first. What's the GCF?
X.
So I'm going to factor out an x. Here's what that looks like. Once you've factored out an x, now look at your leftovers and ask yourself, is it a binomial or is it a trinomial? If it's a binomial, the last question is it the difference of squares?
Yes.
It is. So this is the difference of squares. Check it out. Factors like this. 5x plus 3 times 5x minus 3. At this point, it is completely factored. It's broken down as far as it can be broken down. Now is when you use the zero factor, because it's been factored, right? Zero factor property. And you set each of the factors equal to 0. And so you get something like this. Caroline, this is the only step you were missing, really, right? You had it factored really well. Now we just set each factor equal to 0. And so my first answer is x equals 0. The next one would be x equals negative 3/5. And the last one would be x equals positive 3/5. That's supposed to be a 5. That would be my second and third solutions. Mason, question. Okay. I'm just taking those equations and solving them. So, Mason. Minus 3. I'm trying to get the x by itself. 5x equals negative 3. Divide by 5. I am skipping steps. I fully acknowledge that. Over here it'd be plus 3. 5x equals positive 3. Divide by 5. There's your positive 3/5. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay, why don't you come back to your seat over here. Let's try another one. How about this one right here? All right, please try to solve that. 4x squared minus 20x equals 0. Again, please, when you think you have an answer, solution or solutions to this, just flip your board. I'll let you know.
How did you get x minus 5? Two x times 2x minus 4. Yeah, I did that.
No, you didn't. So 4, you take the 4 out of 20, it's still 20. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because the first one's 4x squared. You can take the x out of both sides. Yeah.
I just want to see the word, yeah. Really good work. I'm sorry, I wasn't looking at yours, Julie. There's also 4x squared. Sasha calculated 0 factor power. He does it perfect. Anya, that was for good.
Spaceship. Does that be passing off the trips?
I can't talk with my hands.
Doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. It's not an equation. There was an X in it. It's just math.
Okay, for those that are maybe not there yet, maybe folks that are watching the video, listen up, please. Can you all tell that that expression is not factored yet? You don't know what? Okay, let's look at this. So people skip over this step all the time, so I'm going to just keep saying it until you like totally get it. Once you realize that that is not factored and that you need to factor it, your first type of factoring should always be
your GCF.
greatest common factor. What's in common? So you got a 4
4x.
and a 20. There's a 4 in common, and they both have an x, right? So you have to. So people will often just say, "Nah, I don't need to do that." Yeah, you do. Sometimes that's everything, right? And sometimes it's just an important step, but sometimes it's everything. So check it out. There's a 4x in common. What's left over? Well, one of the x's, right? And then what's 20 divided by 4? 5. So minus 5. Now, hold on. Mason, I'm not even done with this one yet.
I know, I'm just more practice. Like, can we do?
If we could stop having this conversation, yes, let's do it. Hey, we do have to double check something though, right? Is the leftover a trinomial or is it a binomial?
A binomial.
Is it the difference of squares? It's not, right? Because x is not really a perfect square. Neither is 5. So I'm done with my factoring. My final step would be to use the zero factor property, which would be 4x equals 0, or x minus 5 equals 0. Dividing by 4 gives me x equals 0. Of course, adding 5 gives me x equals 5. I've got two answers, x equals 0, x equals 5. Good? Okay. Okay, I, Mason, would absolutely love to do some more. This is fun, actually. Watching you guys. You know what's fun for me is watching you make progress. It's no fun for me to hear the same thing over and over again, like, I don't get it, I don't get it, I don't get it. You're smart enough to get it. You're smart enough to make progress, right? If every time it's just, I still don't get it, well, we got to make progress. Let's try this one.
X squared.
Try that one. X squared minus 13x plus 12 equals 0.
This is a trinomial. Smart though.
After a few seconds, yes. So you haven't solved this yet. You've done a nice job factoring. Hang on. That's right. That's not possible. All right.
Should do be drawn on these.
Julia, that was really good. How much possible? Let's say the equal sign, in a math equation, the equal sign is probably the most important thing. It would be like someday, Sasha, you're getting married, and like somebody forgot the ring for the
Yeah,
marriage
Sasha.
ceremony. Like, wouldn't that make you mad as the bride, like they lost your ring? The equal sign's kind of like that. That looks awesome, Sydney.
Good job. Yeah.
So, next done.
I got this, I got the same thing as you.
A fine job factoring.
That night.
Oh, yeah. Why?
So
What
factoring
is
is
your
fine. Looking for some answers here, if you've got them.
We'll help you out.
So you have done, oh, good, don't move it.
Thank you. You got
Okay, so you've done a fine job factoring. You just haven't solved it. There should never equal zero, either this lovely little zero right there, it kind of disappeared. You want to solve, you factored, you just haven't solved it. There you go. Alrighty, let's see here.
There we go.
Make sure you show your zero. Those are the right answers.
And now you put.
Wait, so do these have, is this, wait, does this have negative 12 in common or 12?
So we, I factor, I always factor from bottom to top and left to right. And when that's going, if your finishing box is negative, you factor out a negative. So if you factor in this way, your finishing box is negative, so negative. Finishing box.
We're done.
And try to use that. Equals zero. In fact, if you're drawing on.
didn't draw on you.
We got Chase. That's perfect. Well done. Trevor, have I seen your,
So I'll say on the schedule. Sydney the sim.
All right.
Sydney's 47. I'm Sydney the sim. I'm a sim too. To be completely I know you don't like me. Oh.
35 minutes, 20.
So,
Alright, that's it.
That's okay. Oh, wait.
18 minutes. Oh, yeah. No, the future's like up to free.
No one knows the muff. Oh, I forgot to say muff when you gave me that muff.
No, thank you, sir.
Muff.
okay. Leave it as is, okay? Don't erase anything.
You cannot say muff.
Okay, guys. Hey, quit, please. Hey, Mason, you got to know people always see the retaliator, right? If you ever played any sports, it's always the retaliator that gets caught. Guys, hey, listen up. Listen, let me just. Hey, Chase, over here, buddy. Let me. Wow, guys, listen. I'll put up with a lot of stuff. I will not put up with getting interrupted and ignored. Hey, up here, Mason, right here. Guys, I should not have to deal with stuff being thrown. Do you disagree or do you agree? That is unacceptable. Like if I'm over there helping Doc with something or I'm standing over there talking to Sydney about something and you guys choose to throw stuff, you should just excuse yourself. I'll mark you absent and I'll call mom and dad. Whoever it is, that's the problem. I had my back turned and things are flying and frankly, I don't know who did what, right? So I'm not saying you did it. I'm just saying whoever was doing it, that is unacceptable. I don't care if it's Friday afternoon or Monday morning. That type of behavior is not okay. Okay? You should be uncomfortable with it too, because that just means you don't care about learning. And if you don't care about learning, why on earth are you here? Craziness. Seriously. Anyways, I would love to continue teaching. Got a little bit more I want to show you. Okay? We'll come back around. We'll get a little more repetition with these. Actually, you're going to get plenty of it right here. I want to show you something and see what you guys think about this. Oops. Leave that alone. There we go. It's right here. Take a look. This is actually right out of your packet here. I want to make sure we got to these. So number 3 says solve. And doesn't that sort of look like what we've been doing, but a little bit different? What's different about this? What do you see, Sebastian?
There's no zero.
There's no equal 0.
To get the 0.
So how do we get a 0 on one side? What could we do here? Yes, that's exactly right. Good job. So what I would do here is I would subtract the 5x squared. So I'd get 10x cubed minus 5x squared minus 5x now equals 0, right? I've subtracted that over. So this is just another scenario you might see where it's not in our nice ax squared plus bx plus c form. If it's not in that form, just get it in that form. And I think from here, this is something we've been doing. So if you would, please try this one. Go.
Could you just add 5x to the other side?
And subtract 10x cubed?
10x third equals
Yeah.
10x third.
No, you want to have equals 0. You want to have everything on one side equals 0. Like what you just asked, like, could you do this? I would say, yeah, you absolutely could do that, but that would not put you in a good place. It would be better for you to get everything on one side equals 0. Okay, so Caroline. So I saw you looking back at your notes and you like all this stuff. So our basic format for quadratic is x squared plus bx plus c, right? So my a, 1, right? No, 1x squared. Is negative 13 without c equals 12. Make sense?
Oh my God.
What goes in the top here is actually a times c. That goes down here. So now you're going to see this number multiply to be this and add to be this. Now 2 times 6 is 12, but is 2 plus 6 this? So we got to keep looking. What other numbers multiply to be 12? 3 times 4 is definitely 12. Is 3 plus 4 negative 13? That didn't do it. So you said 2 times 6. 3 times 4 also multiplies to 12. Once they're so obvious that they're hard to see sometimes.
I think you're beautiful. I think you're beautiful. See what happens.
Oh my gosh. Now, 12 times 1 is 12.
Yeah.
12 times 1 is
No, I'm talking 65.
negative 12.
Yeah.
You can use your calculator if you want, right? Here's what I would suggest. Like if you're struggling,
God miracle. Mason catch.
check it out. You can just go like 12 divided by...
Just copy.
Oh my gosh, 1 plus 12 is 13. It's okay. You can go 12 divided by...
It was a very soft landing.
2 times 6. You can just like run through it, just make a little table and run through it all. So then now, instead of 2x and 6x, you'll put negative 12x and negative 1x. Yeah, well, so this is just like a tool to break it down. I don't know that there's really a lot.
I have 5x. I
So
pulled
like
up
your
5x.
first term always goes here.
Plus and
Your
above.
last term always goes here.
Make out some
First
first.
and last, and then your 2 questions are here, and it doesn't matter.
Oh, wait. I was like, wait a sec.
You could put the minus 12 back there.
I just want a whole bunch of ones and like X squared. Another X.
do your factors of GCF, just what's in common. So, not much in common there, right? And because the finishing box is negative,
On my mind.
I have to be here
I was good at
what's in
skating.
common here? Say again?
No,
You have an X.
I wish I could X.
What's in common here?
On the cross street.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what?
I have to.
Because I got -2.
Oh, sorry. C is sweat.
He's like,
I don't know. Wait.
I go to hey, what's your state?
Why? So
I'm
then,
gonna go there and I'm just gonna do it.
so then it'd be 2x. Oh, so it'd be -2.
Not my head.
Factoring is X minus
So
one.
then, X on the right,
No.
and then -2x.
That's gross. That's not man.
Plus one, X equals. Check, here's why, check out why this is. Plus X plus 2X plus 12. X squared plus 9X plus 12.
No, they make you mad. They're not making
I can't imagine.
Wait.
I can't imagine. You would diaper? I can imagine you being a diaper.
You know, I don't have this one memorized.
Shave
Let's do this one again.
Wait,
Let's
how
see.
did you get the bottom one?
Hey guys, let's look at number 3. See if this is a good question for you. Did you guys notice that there's a GCF?
Yeah.
What is it? It's 5x. Here we go. Okay, so 5x is the common factor. The leftovers are
2x to the second.
2x squared minus x minus 1.
Yes.
So take a look. Do you have that GCF pulled out?
Yes.
Hey, Mason, please stop drawing on Anya's board. Thank you. You know what? I don't have it memorized. We'll find out. I don't know. Okay, did you guys notice that this is a trinomial right here?
Yeah.
Bree did. Awesome. We good? Okay, so that is a trinomial. What I'm going to do is come off to the side here. I'm going to put AC in the top. AC is -2. B is -1. So which numbers multiply to be -2 and add to be -1? -2 times 1. That's right. So it'd be a -2 and a 1. So for my box, in the box goes 2x squared minus 1. It would be minus 2x minus 1x. Then I'm going to factor. So I'll factor along this yellow arrow. What's in common there? It's got to be a -1, right? Because the finishing box is negative. How about the factoring along this blue arrow? I think it's going to be positive, right? Because the finishing box is positive. Yep. You guys okay with that one? So far it's looking so good, right? With that answer. I think same thing, Ella, right? So far so good? All right, what's in common here?
2x. No, sorry. 1.
I think it's just a -1 again. And then how about the final set of boxes? What's in common there?
2x.
2x. So my final factoring is here. 5x times x minus 1 times 2x minus 1. So this is your zero factor property step. So it'd be 5x equals 0, x minus 1 equals 0, 2x minus 1 equals 0. So your final answers would be x equals 0, x equals 1, x equals 1/2. There are 3 solutions there. So I think you were right. If a handful of folks that showed me their boards, I think you were right. Do you get it too, Sasha? Good.
Yeah, I got it. I
Okay.
just messed up on I didn't put the 2 in 2x squared, so I messed up. I didn't have the 2 at first, but I got it.
Okay. Guys, do you have any questions? Okay, we're going to shift gears just a little bit for the very end of class. Would you please take your whiteboards and markers and put them away? Grab your packet, please, okay? Whiteboards and markers away, grab your packet. Go. Make it quick so that you don't have to stay after school.
Let me take the do-rag. Oh, I'm so excited to see it.
Whiteboards, markers away, grab your packet, get to Unit 5, Day 14, which is right here. Should have your packets out at this point. The page is on the screen right there. Okay, guys, this could be your final opportunity to practice. Hey, guys, hey.
Hey.
Mason, don't need your help. Don't worry. You guys, you ready to go?
Yep.
It's going to be your last opportunity to see one of these this week. It's a little application question. Let's read it together. It says a hall rug covers an area of 63 square feet. Find the dimensions of the rug. It is 7 times longer than it is wide. So when you see the words, find the dimension of the rug, find the dimensions of the rug, what are we talking about? Length and width, that's right. So I don't know how you feel about this, but I think that drawing a picture could be helpful. So that's all I'm going to do. So here is my rug. I don't know what the length and the width are, but I am given some hints here. Please notice that it says if it is 7 times longer than it is wide. So do we know how wide the rug is? So in math, if you don't know the numerical value of something, what do we usually assign to it? A variable like x. Okay, so I'm going to say that the width is x. When you see the phrase 7 times longer than it is wide, I'm going to wait until I feel like I have your 100% attention. So if the width is x, for you said it, I think the length is 7 times longer would be 7x. That's right. Okay. So the width is x, the length is 7x. The final hint we're given here has to do with area. It says that the rug covers an area of 63 square feet. How do you find the area of a rectangle?
Length times width.
Length times width. So if I do 7x times x,
7x squared.
what numerical value should this be? Should be 63, right? The area of the rug is 63. So if I do the length times the width, I should get 63, correct?
Yes.
Now somebody simplified the left side already. I heard it. What's 7x times x?
7x squared.
Okay. So this is now a wonderful quadratic equation. But what do we need one side of the equation to be? And right now that's not the case. What could I do to make one side 0?
Subtract 63.
If I subtracted 63, I would have what I want. So that would give me 7x squared minus 63 equals 0. So is this currently, as it stands, is this factored?
No.
Trevor, you with me? You writing this down?
Greatest common factor is 7.
Greatest common factor is 7. So let's think about what that would look like. So if 7 comes out, what's left over on the inside? x squared minus 9. Hey guys, this is where that thought process, that pattern of decision making comes into play. The leftovers, is it a binomial or is it a trinomial? Binomial, is it the difference of squares? Please don't pack up yet. It's not time. How does x squared minus 9 factor if it is the difference of squares?
X minus 3, x plus 3.
There we go. X minus 3 times x plus 3. So then I'm going to set each of the factors equal to 0. And the first one's a little bit weird. The 7 equals 0.
No.
So this is going to be something that gives us no solutions at all. But the other two will. X minus 3 equals 0. X plus 3 equals 0. I would get x is equal to positive 3 or x is equal to negative 3. Now we're talking about a rug, so of those two numbers, which one makes no sense? The negative 3, you can't have negative 3 feet for a rug, but you could have 3 feet for the width of a rug. So the dimensions are, one of them is definitely going to be 3 feet. What's the other one? 7 times 3, right? 21. So the dimensions would be 3 feet by 21 feet. And we've answered the question with the dimensions of the rug. Okay? So there are some other applications we'll look at a little bit later, but this is one example of how this could work. Hope you guys have a good weekend. See you on Tuesday. Thank you. Please come do retries on Monday morning. The people that are doing retries are doing better. They're improving. I'd love to see all of you guys do that, okay? Got about 2 weeks to do those retries.